Okay, today is February the 12th, 2019, and right now at 9:45 p.m., we have a temperature of 50 degrees here in the foothills of Los Angeles. The relative humidity is only 46%. The dew point is 30 degrees, and the barometer is dropping slightly. We're at 29.92 inches. Today we had very, very heavy chemtrail aerosol spraying in the skies when we woke up. A very heavy blanket of those aerosols, and that has delayed the rain. We see that we have a tremendous moisture field moving in. We're looking at the infrared map here for the Northeast Pacific. We have a tropical moisture field moving right into California on the jet stream. Let's go ahead and take a look at the jet stream map here real quick, and we can see right here the flow pattern right out of the Hawaiian Islands area from the West Pacific. You can see the pattern here. Got the islands right over here, and we have this high-speed flow right into California. Let's go back to the right here. Now, with this pattern that we're seeing here, we should be having a lot of rain. It should be pouring rain pretty much everywhere in California. We see a very strange evaporation pattern right here as well, right in this area. And so when we look at the Doppler map now, next, we can see that there is no rain in Southern California right now. It's starting to move in. It's inching towards Los Angeles. It's not scheduled until tomorrow morning, according to the official state television and radio weather reports. And we can also see the transmitter manipulation. The WSR-88Ds are working, and they are evaporating the precipitation offshore. We can see right here, right off of Los Angeles, that's what's happening. As we pan to the north, we can see these pie-shaped cutouts in the Napa Valley transmitter. We can see these pie-shaped cutouts. They all triangulate to this area right here, approximately right near San Francisco. We also have the Fortuna WSR-88D. We can see those pie-shaped cutouts in the evaporation pattern right here off of, just right offshore of Mendocino and Fortuna. This is Eureka right up here. We also have a transmitter, a ground-based transmitter right here near in Orville, right just south of Chico. And that is also chopping up and evaporating the rain and the snow pattern in this area. So the rain for Los Angeles, Greater Los Angeles, and Orange County, San Diego County, and Santa Barbara is not until tomorrow morning early, we're told. Now, elsewhere around the nation, I'm going to probably show the big map here. There's a lot of, you see a lot of snow up in Washington and Oregon. And out to the east, we see what looks like something spinning here. I haven't looked at the East Coast yet today. A lot of rain up and down the entire eastern coast. Rain in New York City, it looks like. Chicago, we got snow. And what's good is that Southern California is starting to get a lot more rain. This past weekend, the 9th and the 10th, we had another 9/16 of an inch. 9/32 of that fell on Saturday, and the remaining portion of that rain, the total of 9/16, fell on Sunday. So the grand total for that weekend was 9/16. So that brings the season total to 22.19. Now, last year on this date, I made a mistake in the last video. I was saying that we had approximately, 6 inches of rain on this date last year. Well, no, actually, we didn't even have 4 inches. We had 3.95 inches of rain, to be exact, on this date last year. And last year, we didn't have one drop of rain in December. There was zero precipitation in last year's last season. So December of 2017, No rain. This year we're up to 22.19, which is great news. So the rain is starting to fall in Southern California once again, like it should be falling. We used to have we'd have twice as much rain as downtown. That was the rule, pretty much. All right, so we're looking here at the Northeast Pacific Watervapor loop, and we can see the pattern. We have a huge. This is all moving in on the jet stream. This is a tropical flow, Pineapple Express, and it should be pouring rain up and down the entire state. That's that's not what's happening. We saw the tremendous blanket of aerosols, these chemtrail aerosols that were sprayed, and that stopped the lift in the atmosphere. That prevents the lift. We have to have two components for precipitation. We have to have lift in the atmosphere, and we have to have moisture in the atmosphere. So we've got the moisture moving in, but no lift, and that is being prevented by these chemtrail aerosols, and that's why we see these specially equipped jets spraying those aerosols very high in altitude above the most of the commercial flight traffic. These specially equipped jets don't fly in the typical commercial flight routes. All these things point to a nefarious activity, and of course we should have had rain today, but that was delayed by the heavy spraying activity. And looking here at the western U.S. water vapor loop, we can get a better look here. We have some very deep water vapor right here moving right through Point Conception, Santa Barbara, and also into Southern California. Los Angeles is right about there, and we have San Diego down here. So looking again at the Doppler map, we see that there's just really nothing happening. And of course, the reason for that is those chemtrail aerosols, which are sprayed by the high-flying, specially equipped jets. You can see that rain is moving into Salinas, Santa Cruz, and the entire Bay Area, despite the transmitter manipulation here. Got some heavy rain just west of the Chico area. That Oroville Dam has pretty much been repaired, so they can deal with anything that's these heavy rains and so forth. Look at the manipulation up here near the Oregon border. See that Fortuna transmitter is chopping up and evaporating the rain pattern up here. There's also a transmitter, WSR 88D, up in there's a couple of them up here in the Oregon area, one near Portland. This map is very slow to refresh. Anyhow, that's what's happening. So looking at the SSEC map, this covers the last 24 hours. We can see the beginning of this map begins pretty much about last evening. We see the beginning of that moisture moving in right there. And I didn't have time to do a video the last couple of days, but we can see that that moisture moved in starting last night. We have a lot of dead frames on this map. We have the Hawaiian Islands out here, and we have a developing weather system right here. There's actually 2 or 3 lows in this string of weather right here. We can take a look next at the surface analysis map. All of this should be yielding a lot of precipitation for the entire state. Let's go ahead and look at the surface analysis map here for the Eastern Pacific. We see 2 or 3 lows right here offshore of California. These are both, one's a 993 millibar, the other one's 994. These are moving right towards Central California. We have a huge area of high pressure depicted here, which is showing up on the East Pacific Watervapor loop. This is a huge area of high pressure. We have a rapidly intensifying weather system here, which is going to scoot over. You can see right here developing hurricane force system right in this area. There's also a 976 millibar hurricane force system out here near way out in the West Pacific. That's going to move up to the northeast. Let's look at some of these pressure maps. This is the surface sea level pressure map. We see two closed lows here, which are going to be moving in on that jet stream flow right through California. We see a lot of jaggies. This is not natural. This indicates a ground transmitter manipulation. Those WSR88Ds are creating these different pressure gradients. These jaggies indicate a mixture of high and low pressure. None of this is natural. We should see smooth flowing isobars throughout this map, but that's not what we're seeing. And that's a result of the ground-based microwave transmitters, these WSR88Ds, which are masquerading as Doppler radars, but they work dual function, and we see that in these, of course, in the map. We were just looking at the Doppler map. Looking at the 500 millibar map, we see the jaggies here right over California. Out here we see smooth isobars. No jaggies out here. This is where the high pressure is installed. We'll notice that the jaggies always appear where the lows are approaching, not out here where the highs are installed. This is a man-made satellite transmitter generated high pressure. This is a stationary high. It's been placed here to reroute and steer the weather patterns. Looking at the 300 millibar, we see a trough. This is all going to move in. So we've got 2 days of rain scheduled for the Los Angeles area. All right, so that's pretty much the report. Let's just take a look right here. This pretty much sums it up. All day we should have had a lot of rain based on this flow pattern, this moisture flow. This is a lot of tropical moisture moving in. And of course, these weather controllers, they could turn the spigot on at any time. The barometer is beginning to drop. And the spraying, of course, has helped to prevent the precipitation today. There it is. We'll just leave it right here, and we'll do another update tomorrow. That's it.